Hey, what is going on, everybody? It's Jacob coming to you from my balcony this afternoon. I've got the sun setting over here, so there's a bit of strange colouring going on, but absolutely amazing day here today, and it was too nice to be stuck in the office, which is just here, my home office, and so I wanted to step outside. I was getting a bit of work done on my laptop here at the table, and decided to film a few videos, so that's why we're outside today. In this one, what I wanted to talk to you about was how you can add an extra multiple 5 or 6 figures to your coaching business in 2021, just working a few hours a week. Okay, now that may seem like crazy, exaggeration or hype, but it's actually really, really simple. Okay, and this is something you can do as much of or as little of as you want to. I think a lot of people are hesitant to do it because it's not massively scalable, but it can be a really, really nice additional revenue stream if you're already doing the heavy lifting of creating content, running ads. You've got a sales process in place. You've got you're good at what you do, right? You've got people who want to work with you. Or if you are starting your coaching business, seriously consider integrating this from the start as an option for people. Because it will add an extra revenue stream, right? And what that is it's high priced one-to-one. Okay, now I'm not just saying one-to-one coaching, I'm saying high priced one-to-one, and that's really, really critical. Okay, and we're going to deep dive into that in this video. Before we do, if you haven't already, be sure to smash the like button, and it really helps with the YouTube algorithm and get the content out to more people. If you are building an information business, you sell courses, coaching, consulting, you're an affiliate marketer, consider subscribing to the channel. That's what we talk about here, and that's what I specialize in, and we'd love to have you around the YouTube family. So circling back, high priced one-to-one. Okay, why do I say it has to be high priced? Because for the fact that you've only got so many hours in a day, and there's better ways that you can be allocating your time. But if you can learn to market and position yourself in your niche as someone who is worth $500 to $1,000 an hour, right? And that may sound crazy, but it's actually not as hard as you think. It is an incredibly simple additional income stream that you can add on really, really, really quickly, right? There are going to be people out there who don't want to buy your courses. They don't want group coaching. They want you directly, right? If you're regularly creating content, you're integrating your personality, you're sharing value, you're really helping people out, then there's going to be a percentage of those people who want to work with you directly. They want direct access to you on a call. Okay? Now, if you're busy and you've got a lot of other things going on, your time would probably be better deployed optimizing, creating content, creating new offers. You'll get a higher ROI on that stuff long term. But if you can position yourself in a way that will allow you to charge $500 to $1,000 an hour, let's say you charge $1,000 an hour, you get 2 hours consulting one-to-one a week at that rate, that's $8,000 a month, right? That's near on a 6-figure additional income stream for 2 hours of FaceTime. Okay? What you don't want to do with your one-to-one stuff is give people unlimited access to you. You need very, very strict and clear rules. Okay? And this is where you need documents drawn up that says, this is the price, this is what you're getting, this is the access, these are the boundaries, these are the rules, no exceptions. Okay? Because what people will do is they think if they're paying for one-to-one access to you, then they can contact you all the time, and the creep will start, right? They'll start messaging you and potentially calling you, and it becomes a mess. It becomes like babysitting. So, and I'm sharing this from experience because I've literally worked with hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of people, and they, unless you set very, very clear rules, people will go crazy and they'll do whatever they want to do. Okay, even when you do set rules, there's people who are going to try and break them, but you just need to stick to them. And the more you stick to them, the less it will happen, because people will realize you don't bend. Okay, your no bullshit approach is critical to making this work. That direct approach in your marketing will also bump up the amount that you can charge, because it will help with your authority and positioning you as the expert, as opposed to just, everybody else in that niche. It will help you stand out, build more authority, which means that you can which means that you can charge more. But in terms of implementing this, it's very, very simple. Assuming you've got, leads coming in from some kind of source, all you really need is an application form that people can either request or is on your website, or you give to your VA or whatever that they can hand out to people who they think might be a good fit in Messenger, and then start through your content. Start trickling in that you do it, right? You don't need to make a big kind of hubbub about it, but let people know, from time to time I take on one-to-one consulting clients. Let them know that is the option. And then say, if that is something you'd be interested in, you can reach out to my team and we'll get you an application form. Okay? Make people jump through hoops in order to get to you. You can't be available for everybody, otherwise there's no way you can charge that kind of price. But let them know that it's an option. When you start doing that and start doing it consistently, you'll have people start raising their hand wanting to work with you directly, okay? And if your time is limited, right, study Dan Kennedy for time, supply, and demand. It's really critical to this whole dynamic. Pardon me. If you have limited time, you have to charge a high price for it, okay? And don't waver on that. People will say, how can you possibly charge that? People will say, can I get a discount? People will say, can I split that over 18 months, right? You need to be very, very firm on it, because it's your time, and that time could be better deployed elsewhere, right? So it's only for the people who are willing to pay that amount that you set, and you stick to that, okay? Same with the rules and the boundaries. You stick to those. You put them in writing at start, you make them sign a document, and you say, this is the rules. If they agree to that and then they break them, you can just send them back to them and say, look, this is the deal, right? This is what we agreed to. I'm sorry if there was any misconceptions, but it's black and white in this document, okay? So that's the other thing you need in order to implement this. You need a simple agreement. And that's something you could get a lawyer to do it if you want to, but it doesn't need to be complex. It just needs to clearly state, here's the price, here's what you're getting, here's what's acceptable, here's what's not acceptable. Please sign and agree to this. Okay, if you simply do that, you have your agreement, you set your rates, you have an application ready to go, and you start trickling into your content that's something that you do, people will start raising their hand. If you're good at what you do and you've developed a brand and enough authority and expertise in the market, there are people who will pay high prices to get direct access to you. Okay, and this is where it's important to understand that you're not really in the business of coaching. You're not really in the business of whatever niche it is that you think that you're in. You're in the business of being you and selling you and your personality and your expertise. Okay, that's really what will massively help with allowing you to do this. Okay, now I'm not saying that overnight you're going to go from not doing any of this stuff to being able, for being flooded with people who want to work with you for $1,000 an hour. But it's something that you can build up to, and it's an easy additional income stream that any coach or consultant who might currently be doing group or might just currently sell courses, they can add. Okay, it does take a bit of a marketing skill and strategy in order to really, really pull it off. But you can study that stuff. You can learn that stuff. You can get better and better and better and better. The implementation of it is really simple. You need the application form, the agreement, and like a Zoom and a Zoom link and calendar. It's incredibly, incredibly simple, and it's an avenue that most people overlook because it's not massively scalable. But the reason that they just write it off completely is because they don't think they can charge those higher prices. They're like, oh, I can't simply charge that, and it's just not the case, right? If you do the marketing well and you know what you're talking about and you've got testimonials and all that kind of stuff, you can charge whatever you want to charge. The market will then tell you if they're willing to pay for it or not. And there's not going to be huge volumes of people lining up to do this. But if you're doing the work anyway, creating the content, you may as well bolt it on as an additional income stream for you as a coach. Okay? You can turn the tap off when you want to turn it off. You can open the tap when you want to open it. That's all in your control, right? And doing that will actually help your positioning more and more. But don't completely disregard the one-to-one model because someone once told you it wasn't scalable. They probably didn't think that you could charge the prices that you can charge. So give that a go if you're a coach or a consultant or a course creator. It'll take some time to build it up, but it will work for you if you stick with it consistently. Okay, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. The wind's starting to pick up out here, so I'm going to head inside. Give the video a like if you got anything from this, and let me know if you give it a go and start producing results. I'll talk to you all soon. Cheers.